Yo, what is up, my little tubers? We're back for some more drafting here on the streets of Arena. You know the deal by now. I'm Kenji, NumotTheNummy. We're drafting Cube of the Arena variety. It's up for a few more days, so we're going to get it in while we can. We'll just jump right into our pick one, pack one, but don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Pretty decent first pick choices here. I think two cards are big standouts, one of them being the Elder Gargaroth, one of the best green win cons in this format. Just really hard for any of the aggro decks to beat this if they don't have an exile effect, because usually you're gonna have to use a couple of burn spells or something, and even if you do, oftentimes they've already gotten some amount of value. The other good pick I see is the Bone Crusher Giant, one of the best red cards in the cube, alongside like Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. And those are really, I think, the only two cards that you would want to first pick here if we're going on power level. Other cards I do like in the pack, plenty. Chromatic Lantern, obviously one of my favorites, as it is a brown accelerant. Brown as in artifact, old school artifact look. Obliterating Bolt's good, some blue card spells. I'm going to go with the Bone Crusher here. I think the Gargaroth is quite solid, but the Bone Crusher is generally just going to be better overall. What do we want to follow that up with? We forced a really nice aggressive deck yesterday. If you missed that, you'll want to check out yesterday's draft video, non-VOD draft video. Spoilers, we go 7-0 with red-white. It is pretty spicy. But what do we want to do here? You know what we could do, and what I haven't tried, is red-blue, wait for it, aggro. Red-blue aggro. Obviously, I've done a red-blue deck tons and tons of times, but that's more of the control style. So remember, we passed a Dorat, or whatever, what's the dragon called? Sprite Dragon, in our Bone Crusher Giant pack, and that card usually wheels. So I'm gonna try something a little bit different again, and we're gonna go more an aggro-leaning blue-red deck, and second pick this Ledger Shredder, planning on wheeling the Expressive Iteration. Similar to the Sprite Dragon, this card tends to wheel. So I think this is a pretty solid start to that deck. Oh yeah. Okay, so now we have some good ones. So again, this is going to be completely different than the normal red-blue decks that I draft, which are more slower, mass removal, control the game until you cast like some big 7-drop spell that generally wins. Here we're going to be looking at like one of these creatures. Ral is still very good in this style of deck too. In fact, I think we go with the Ral here, because this just adds random amounts of damage. It gets up a lot of loyalty. And with any burn spells, you can really do a lot of damage to your opponent. Plus, I plan on wheeling one of these blue or red cards. Maybe it's just Spell Pierce or something, but we'd be pretty happy with that in this style of deck.
I've perfected the perfect storm.
Brazen Borrower, fantastic. And we're definitely going to end up wheeling like the Terramander or the Delver of Secrets here. But Brazen's one of the better blue creatures. I mean, we've said it countless times, right? Adventure creatures are kind of stupid, especially when they're on their power level of like Bone Crusher and Brazen Borrower here. Let's do that. Okay, pretty easy Shivan Reef for me now. Don't think there's any other consideration. Exclude is not as good in this style of deck, though it'd still be okay, but yeah, the Reef is nice. Okay, that's our first like brick of a pick. The Great Shark's probably fine as a top-end spell in this deck, but I've never been particularly fond of this card. Now, normally here I'd just be slamming like the Hedron Archive, and of course going for the big spell plan, but if we're going the blue-red aggro tempo, Shark does make a little bit of sense. We could go with Curious Obsession here. I don't think that's actually bad over Zerial. So remember, there's a Sprite Dragon that should be coming up in 2 picks, and then the Terramander/Delver could be coming back. We're probably going to end up getting things like Siren Storm Tamer too, so I'm down to try this. Okay, another brick of a pack. Not fond of Reality Chip. Voldaren Epicure is like okay, but I think this is probably a pass, and you just take the Blood Crypt in case we want to end up splashing a little bit of black nonsense. Okay, Opt is a fine wheel here. Let's see. Yep, take the Opt. Helps with the Ledger Shredder, helps with Ral, and then if we get the Oh, we didn't wheel the Sprite Dragon. This was the Sprite Dragon pack, wasn't it? Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. And we did not wheel the Expressive Iteration. Okay, so somebody is taking my red-blue cards. That's not good. Those cards generally wheel. I'm gonna just take the red-blue land here still over Lorehold Command, but those were two cards I really, really wanted to get back. I mean, we're getting the Obstructionist and the Battlecry Goblin back. I guess we're just gonna stick to blue for now. But unfortunate, somebody else is obviously taking the cards that we want. Still fine. I think we have a good start. I mean, I would expect Delver and that Terramander to come back, but neither of those are particularly good in this deck right now. We only have one instant or sorcery, so it's not even like if we got them, we'd be that happy about it. And it looks like somebody took them. Okay, so yeah, definitely somebody else in a red-blue deck of sorts. The awkward thing for them is that I took most of the good blue-red initially, so I have to imagine their card quality is far lower than ours. But who's to say for sure? Anyways, pack 2, pick one. Some okay cards for a blue-red deck if we want to. Stormcaller's okay. Adversary's okay. Outcast is okay. Top choice here is like Forsaken Crossroads or maybe even Treasure Map. I think if we're still just trying to go the more aggressive route, I'm going to take the Adversary here. I think this is just a better version of Seagate Stormcaller, because this scales, it has haste, and you don't need to cast the spell on the same turn. I'm going to be looking for burn spells. Burn spells that can go to the face, so things like, well, not either of these. Well, Pillar Flame, I guess, does go face, but Lightning Bolt, Lightning Strike, Royal Eruption. I'm looking for the 3 damage burn spells. These are both solid enough, though, and so is the Kumano Faces Kakazan. Do have one piece of white fixing, so Showdown of the Skalds on the wheel is not terrible if we wanted to go like a more Jeskai leaning spells deck. I'm not looking at Shark Typhoon here. I don't think that's what we want. I think we want one of these early interactive spells, and the Heat is probably just a little bit too good, even though it doesn't go face. I think I like taking that over Kumano. Yeesh. Solundi Vision versus Baral? Ah, we don't even want Baral here. And Solundi Vision is also not very good. I mean, it's a DFC, so it's kind of a free roll, but yeah, only 3 instants and no sorceries right now. Pretty bad pack for us again. Not much to begin with in this pack, so I guess maybe it's just this pack that's a little bit dry. Scarab God. Oh, counterspell. I could very easily take Scarab God and move into blue-black. But I think I like trying to, even as awkward as it is, just continue to force the red-blue spells, even though, again, we know somebody else is in that deck. Take the counterspell here, maybe wield the Otawara or the Fiery. Champion of Wits, Channeler. Oh, we just saw Urza. Gosh, that's one of my favorite things to do. You know what? I will take the Mightstone, Weakstone here and see if Urza wheels. I don't lose much, and the upside is really high. Okay, this is a nice pack. This is a nice pack. 6th pick, we have a Hermit here. I don't normally like this in the slower, grindier blue-red decks, but in a deck like this, I think it's fantastic. A Braid and Lightning Strike, 2 more burn spells that we're looking for. Pact of Negation would be good. I think a Braid is generally better than Lightning Strike, but like I said, I do want to get some burn spells that can go to the face. So I think I'm going to go with the Strike here. Poppet Stitcher. This is another one that I'm not particularly fond of, but it is okay. I feel like I'd rather take Commit to Memory here. Reason is, this is a nice counter-ish spell, but also, because our curve is really low, I feel like we can probably empty our hand quickly, and then take advantage of the memory. Neutralize, Mind Flare. I've never been a fan of Mind Flare for some reason, and a cycling counter seems okay. Alright, wield basically all of the red-blue cards. I think I'm just taking the Forsaken Crossroads here, though, for some extra fixings. There's the Urza. Okay, well, we did it. So that plan is back on. And now the pathway and the the crossroads we were already going to play, but the pathway now becomes useful. So now a white source, or extra white sources aren't terrible. Did wheel Otawara. That's another free blue source that acts as a spell. And we wheeled all of the blue spells in this pack anyways, right? This is the pack that I took the Might Stone, Weak Stone, so getting Champion and Channeler back is really cool. Channeler slightly worse than the Champion. Pact and Hermit too, that's nice. This is close, but I think I like Hermit a little bit more. Instant count is up to 8 and 1 sorcery now. Last pick Puppet Stitcher. Okay, so some more fixing and some more early pressure / interaction would be good. So Blink of an Eye here for our pack 3 pick 1 doesn't look bad. Pyromancer honestly would be fine too. How does my creature, how does my pressure count look? I mean, how is this obsession right now? Probably not great. Opt is filler, but it's okay with the Shredder. I still need some more early pressure. I wonder if I just take the Pyromancer here instead of taking Blink. I think that might be right, just for some more early plays. Ember Cleave, okay. How good is that here? It's pretty medium, I feel like. I have 5 3-drop creatures, 1, 2, 3, 4 2-drop creatures. I mean, it's not bad. If I take Ember Cleave, what am I passing? A blue-white land, which probably wheels. Another blue-white land, which probably wheels. Duari and Micro. But is this really an Ember Cleave deck? It doesn't necessarily feel like it. But I guess since we're going to wheel so many things anyways, it's an okay pickup. Do I want to take Teferi now and splash that too? Because we have a perfectly good Clifftop Retreat and Hollowed Fountain for the Urza fixing, but maybe Teferi's also just a little bit too good. Probably.
Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Siege Gang Command. Oh, no, we have a Dragon Rage Channeler. This was the one drop that we were really looking for. A lot of decks don't utilize this card very well, but it's still like a value card, but this is the deck that really wants it. Lot of non-creature spells to trigger Surveil, and it just turns into a 3/3 flyer later on. Good pickup. Oof. People, please pick 5 Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I don't know what you're doing, but I will accept getting the best red card. Den of the Bugbear also looks really, really good here. Eidolon, I think, could be okay. Let's see, what's our playable count right now? Yeah, we're at the necessary number of playables, so taking the land is fantastic. Ooh, there's Approach of the Second Sun, but we're not doing that here. Cold Steel Heart, again, not at its best in this style of deck. Normally this would be a very high pickup for me in my slower decks, but I might just want to take Impulse now. I guess Ketria Triumph for red-blue. The fixing's probably slightly better again. Sheesh. Discover the Formula. That's really late. Metamorph. Metamorph probably makes more sense in our deck. Though I don't even think it would be that good. I don't think Discover the Formula is going to be any good here. I'm probably not going to play either of these. Okay, Wield Blink of an Eye and Searing Blood. Take the Blink. This is probably worth running, although I don't know what I would cut for it. Maybe Neutralize. Nice blue-white land came back. I'm gonna take the land over the Jwari, even though I think Jwari's nuts as well. Wield both of the good fixers. Okay, yeah, this is a lot different than my normal blue-red. This is blue-red aggro tempo. 7 instants, 1 sorcery. Is that enough to run the Salundi Vision? Siege Gang and Trickster are also not terrible. More instant speed creatures is always nice. Oh, and another... I don't know if we're going to run that blue-white land. We probably don't need to. My biggest regret here is that I didn't get as much burn as I would like. We only have, like, the Lightning Strike that can go face, and I guess the Bone Crusher. We didn't even see that many burn spells that go face. I passed maybe one or two more, but... yeah, I might just be able to cut the neutralize at the end of the day. Just wondering if I want to run that Selendi Vision as our land 17. It doesn't even look that good, does it? Yeah, I don't even think I'm going to bother running Selendi. 17 lands could be a little bit high, but let's take a peek at which lands we have. We have both Ketria and Rafines that we could be running to. I think we'd rather add the red-blue duel. We could run Mutavault as one of our lands. It might be slightly strange with a lot of double blue cards. But if I'm going to be running 17 lands, then that's probably fine. Oh, Otawara too. Almost forgot that one. Wow. Jeez. Didn't realize I took so many non-basics. Okay, let's figure this out. Single colors. Colorless. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I probably need 0 planes. Maybe 1 at the very, very maximum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe 11 blue sources. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 8 red sources. And we probably need to go up and down. So 10, 9. Pretty good. Okay. A little more aggressive blue-red here. Give it a shot. Go off to round 1 of this cube draft. Sip on my coffee. Okay, good hand. We might just run out Bloodthirsty Adversary on turn 2. Depending on what the opponent does. Obviously, I'll smash something or whatever, stomp something if they give me that option. Okay, maybe not that one. We don't really care about a Satyr Wayfinder. So, we'll just go with 2-2. Smash. Urza does make our Bone Crusher Giant and Brazen Borrower adventures cheaper. But might just play Champion of Wits next turn. Uh-oh. Did we get a disconnect? Well, that would suck. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, hopefully they come back or reconnect or whatever. That's not what's supposed to happen. We're supposed to win, but not like this. Okay. Well, it does in fact seem like we got a DC here, but I'd say our hand was pretty good. I like our chances. I will say, you know, my deck is a little bit cold to maybe some big fatties. I guess the opponent is running green, so if they did have like an Elder Gargaroth, we could have a hard time with it. I mean, we have Brazen to bounce once, and I guess Teferi to tuck, but we probably, with this deck, want to play against either opposing creature-leaning decks or even control decks. Because we have a lot of threats that we can play at instant speed and some number of counters. I guess I did cut the neutralize though, but yeah. Looks like this game is probably just over. Too bad. Too bad, too bad. So, with the Unholy Heat draw, we would probably lean on playing Champion here first. And try to find some lands for next turn. I think Heat would be an easy discard, and then maybe even the Urza. Like, I think in this deck, Urza is specifically good if we have the Might Stone, Weak Stone already, but I don't want to keep this in the off chance that we get there anyways. Lame. A win is a win, as they say, but that's not how we want to win. Off to round 2. And we're once again on the draw. Cannot keep this hand. We do have a Scry, but this hand doesn't do anything. This is slightly better, but still not great. At least we have something to do on turn 2 this time. Opposing red-blue deck. Ooh, search for his Kanta. Alright, so we're probably playing against a more control-leaning. I might have to commit that search for his Kanta. Gives them just a little bit too much card selection. Looks like Pathway will be playing on blue since we have another white source in hand and we don't need more than 1 plains. Sure. Main phase, kill your dude. Yeah. Gross. Gross. And we don't have anything to pressure now, so I'd say we're very far behind this game already. I don't believe I'm supposed to just fire off opt end of turn, right? Not when we have like Dragon Rage Channeler and Shredder in our deck. So we can just play land and hold up commit. Okay, that's a sign that they're missing land drops. They played out the Disruption as a land. Oh, that's pretty good. I don't think I'm going to commit at the end of my turn after they activate. I think we're going to wait until the end of their turn. Confidence is low, though. Alright, main phase drawing, maybe looking for lands again. Go ahead and commit their search for his Kanta, or at least attempt to. Around the Urza, since we drew Trickster. It's fine, figured they had a counter. Pretty obvious. So I can main phase draw the search with Tome and then play out the search again if they want. This is going to be a good game to probably fire off Memory. smack. I guess we'll just get more pressure online. Okay, so we can go Dragon Rage plus Opt. They can immediately gain 4 if they want to. Would not be surprised to see some sort of red wrath here in our future. Yep. Pretty obvious. Go ahead and opt into the Surveil in response. I'll keep on the land since we want to memory, I guess, next turn. Basically, they've drafted my deck. Oh man, and we also really want to get the Den of the Bugbear online, don't we? But I'm gonna go ahead and just fire off the memory. They draw fewer cards than I do, plus it resets their search for his Kanta. Burn down the house. Counterspell. This is where I wish I had the Pact of Negation. Speaking of Ralph.
I'm reckless and unpredictable. Like a bolt out of the blue.
That makes my Ral much worse. Alright, well, let's lead on Champion of Wits. I need to wait until I get 8 mana to play out the Ral. That way I can go like Ral plus Counterspell into immediately Bone Crush. Opt and a land here, I guess. Oh, it didn't even activate their tome. They have a Sprite Dragon, okay. It's a little bit of a surprise. That's not so much of a surprise. So they only have 2 blue open, so this is going to be our window to try to do something, I feel like. So end of turn we can go for like Stomp on the Dragon and then counter their counter.
This ought to be good.
Capture. So we want to Stomp in response to Crab, so they can't just cast in their instant or sorcery. Now we have the sequence that we were hoping for. We get to resolve our Ral. surprise. Here is their egg is about to flip, and we probably still just lose to that. But I have to kill their Ral here, so we have to go copy the lightning strike Ral, finish it off.
Or it might just be. There's a storm coming. You're good. Not as good as me, but lucky shot. Ow! Good aim. Win some, lose some.
And now we're just dead to them flipping the egg. Opponent's playing a little bit methodically over there. Sacking Clue. Well, maybe that's not a bad sign. Have to imagine the egg is flipping this turn, though. Yep, there it is. Discover the formula. That's pretty close. Alright, so they can attack, finish off the Ral.
This isn't over.
And we are probably dead here. If they were at like 10, I might have a chance. Between Shore Up and Embercleave on Giant. Well, this is a pretty safe concession here soon. Excuse me. I think I muted the sneeze in time. Woohoo. Gosh, opponent. Was this Opus? 8 mana? Looks like it. Well, I'm guessing they're gonna have their counter spell in their hand. Oh my gosh. You got me, okay. Maybe they're gonna upkeep this, I guess. Oh, they didn't even upkeep it. Okay, combat. Vortex bounce. Right, in response, let's go for bounce on the dragon. Oh my god, this one game is gonna be longer than the entirety of my previous video. Sublime Epiphany. Counter the spell, bounce Embercleave. Alright, I've seen enough. I'm tired of playing against you. You have thoroughly crushed me. Good beats. We'll move on to the next game and hope to do a little bit better. I thought I wanted to play against a control deck, but maybe I didn't. On to the next game, though I shouldn't be so impatient. On the play here, hand looks fine. Get Forsaken on blue. Oh, no sharks, please. Learn one Symbiosis, alright. I'm just gonna hold up Brazen here instead of going for Champion. This also lets me hold up the Hermit activation. If they don't do anything, I'm just gonna flash out and apply pressure. Okay, this might do pretty well. Let's hold up a blue here for Malevolent Hermit. Heat and a land. Opponent needs to do something here. It's good, but it's not good enough. Oof. Oh, the perfect. We get to go to Fairy into draw a card, untap 2 blue sources, and hold up counterspell. Yeah, this isn't going to be a very long game.
Right on schedule. Keep up the pace.
Oh, and there's lethal next turn too. So if they go for any big spell, we just counter, and then there's Lightning Strike and GG. Yeah. Well, that was the polar opposite of the previous game. Can't say that was any fun either. What is this? What does fun even mean these days? Who knows? Game 4. Once again on the play. Ooh, yes! Yeah! Look at that constructed level hand here. Turn 1 DRC, turn 2 Shredder, turn 3 Fable maybe? That's what I like to see. Okay. This is indeed Magic the Gathering. What you got over there? Swamp. Is that Vitality, maybe? Ah, there are a bunch of 2-mana removal spells they could have. Jadar is not one of them. Yeah, I'll offer my... Oh, no, I guess I won't. If I was, I should have played Fable first for the Scry. Okay, so they're playing the red-black sacrifice deck. So at this point, we're just gonna try to start leveling up our Shredder, plus getting the Delirium or whatever for Dragon Rage. What is it called? Delirium? It is called Delirium. Okay, I'm surprised I actually remember that. So Planeswalker in the graveyard. Fable's gonna let us double rummage next turn. Darn. Creature and Planeswalker in the graveyard now. Discard Hermit. Go for Unholy Heat here. Sorry, Urza. It's 3 card types in the yard, so let's try to get a 4th. Maybe find a land. Perfect. So both the Fairy and Urza are in the graveyard, so I don't actually need a white source anymore. And now we even get to hold up Shore Up off of the treasure. So, solid looking turn. Ooh, brutal. Perfect answer here. Keep adversary. That's pretty close to just good game. Vault. Play out the Thirsty as a 2/2. Again, hit him to 1 or 2 or something. And even if they do have a Wrath, we have the Mutavault still active. That is red-blue tempo at its finest. Devilish Valet. I always want this card to be good, but the card is a big no-no. Alright, GG's. Simple, easy living there. And that puts us to, what, 3-1? Yeah, 3-1. Okay. We never even got to trigger the Ledger Shredder, sadly, but we did go Dragon Rage Channeler into Shredder into Fable, so good enough for me. On to game 5. On the play. Just good enough to keep, I think. We can Trickster on 2. We have a little bit of early interaction. The Mightstone, if we don't want to kill something, can refuel us a couple of cards later on. Don't get me wrong, this is not a good hand. But it's not a mulligan. This is a Dreadmaw, or whatever that thing is. Dreadmawkin? Dreadkin? Oh, kitty cat. The move if I mute it? It does. Sweet. Turn 1 constant. Yeah, I'll just gain 2 life and tap it down for a turn. Seems fine. Save Lightning Strike for something a little bit more relevant. Target opponent discards 2 cards. That's kind of rude. This will discard the Shore Up and 3rd blue source. We get to resolve Mightstone, Weakstone next turn for a nice draw too. Maybe we get to kill like a Rankle here. Acquisitions Expert. Let's see. I guess I give them Lightning Strike plus Mountain. I could Lightning Strike. So if Acquisitions Expert was their only hit, I could leave them with that. Or rather, I could Lightning Strike it in response. But now we will play a little bit more defensively. Not great. Yeah, not good at all. If they want to finish off the trickster, that's fine. If they get a treasure, that's a little bit more concerning, because then they might play something like the Hourglass Coven. Pass. Oh, that's an awkward draw. But you know what? The funny thing is, I can cast Embercleave off of Mightstone, Weakstone. Like, I guess I might as well. If they attack. Defensive Embercleave. If they want to kill the Hermit in response, that's fine, yeah. As long as it wasn't a way to exile it. We need to draw like Bone Crusher Giant. This is not a Bone Crusher Giant. We go Hermit. And hope they don't have another removal spell, because currently a 3/3 holds them off. No removal and no big threat, and we might be okay. If I draw Urza, I can immediately meld them. Well, that's an easy block on the Rider. Pushing 3 damage for some reason. Maybe they have a Grey... No, they would have Grey Merchant beforehand. What is this? Oh, that is absolutely fine by me. Sweet. That was very good for us. Okay. I mean, they can re-stick their conscripts, but... I'm gonna hold the land in case we draw like Fable for rummaging. Or Ledger Shredder for rummaging. Wow! That had to be one of their best draws. Brutal. Okay, I will just keep this away then. Don't tell me you have Deadly Dispute now too. Don't scare me like that. Hey, creature's a creature. And with Embercleave, any creature is a relevant draw. Seven mana and they're opting to scry instead of just draw a card is also concerning. That's a really good top deck, obviously.
Sorry,
and they've already used a Murderous Rider, so
time for a break.
It's gonna be less likely that they have another removal spell for a Planeswalker. Is a problem card. So what I can do here is I can actually tuck that with Teferi and then Obstructionist the trigger if I want to. Yeah, so that's what we do. So target with Tuck. Cycle. Counter the ward ability. Pretty cool.
You need to take a time out.
I mean, what they can do is just scry to the bottom with Tome here and then scry again, but good enough. So now I could actually bounce. Oh wait. Oh, it's only for legendary creatures. Oh shoot! I thought my planeswalkers would. Okay. Oh, we have a problem again because they just play out their 10-5 once more. Ward pay 10 life.
Hold that thought.
Oh no! I have 3 bounce spells in my hand, but because of the sap vitality giving this the permanent boost. Oh, I guess I was supposed to maybe I guess I was supposed to scry before drawing, wasn't I? Yeah, we're dead.
Like a bolt out of the blue.
We are dead. I don't see a way around this. Nothing I can do here. Let's see. Commit to memory. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. No, we just lose. That's brutal. GG's. I've never seen a Ward 10 before. Oh man. So, was there a better play I could have made? No, I had to tuck with Teferi that one turn, right? I didn't have another bounce spell in my hand at the time, so I couldn't have done it on their turn. Sick. Sick. The combo of Sap Vitality plus the Ward pay life equal to power got us. Good beats. Okay, on to game 6 after that flesh-gorging wreckage. Oh, man. 1 red source, where are you? I'm gonna keep this on the draw. If we hit a red source off the top, we're in great shape. Even if we don't, we have champion to loot away some of these irrelevants then. Gate restoration, first land from them. Oh, another control deck. Alright, now I really need to frick. This is bad. No pressure versus the control-y deck. That's a problem. Another one of my few white sources, of course. Oh boy. I'm gonna keep the Ember Cleave. That's really, really unlucky. We have 9 or 10 red sources in the deck. We haven't seen one in the top 12 cards. I mean, let me double check how many red sources I have. We have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we have 9 red sources in the deck. And we haven't found one. That sucks so bad. So they discarded counter? Yikes. On the bright side, commit to memory wasn't a bad draw. And this brainstorm's not very good if they don't have a way to shuffle. I mean, I guess they can search for his Kanta, one of them away. I'm not going to tuck the search. Maybe not until the end of their turn. Oh, I didn't even realize they were about to flip their Kanta. Oh, I should have tucked it. That was indeed a mistake. But I'm not even drawing lands anyways. Holy smokes. That's so bad. Ay, ay, ay. These losses are going to be pretty frustrating. They should probably just be activating their Escanta here instead of impulsing. I guess I can do both. Yeah. Four lands and 15 cards, and none of our 9 red sources and 15 cards. Ay, ay, ay. I'm supposed to go Urza here and hold up permit activation for their Sphinx's Revelation. I mean, we don't know if they took the Sphinx's Revelation off of the impulse, but I don't mind them countering Urza. Versus both of the control decks we've played, we haven't had our aggressive hands. In fact, we're just getting heavily screwed this game. I'm just gonna shore up here. Keep the Hermit. There's Approach of the Second Sun. I don't think they're supposed to cast that, though. I hope they do. Alright, you got me. Maybe we can find a red source off of this finally. Maybe we can find a red source off of this. Almost halfway through our deck, we have not seen a red source. Hey. Let's go Hermit into Fable. My guess is that they might go for Farewell next turn. And if they don't have another land, though, they won't be able to Farewell plus hold up Disdainful Stroke. And we might be able to resolve it to Fairy. Oh, they did. And I can exile graveyards too, which gets rid of my memory and champion. Oh man. Oh, they're gonna fire off the approach. Hold up. Actually win this maybe? I need to go digging for counterspell. Oh, do you have a Pact of Negation?
I'm not. Hurry.
That's not counterspell. do hold up Shark here, which is kind of neat. Maybe they farewell, and then I get to go Shark into Embercleave Lightning Strike. No, they have a Disdainful Stroke. Right, there's the farewell. Go ahead and Disdainful Stroke this. Yep. Just get that out of their hand. There's Counterspell. Okay, that's good.
We need to move quickly.
That's actually not bad, too. Oh, but there's no graveyard anymore. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this hits him for 4 down to 10, and then with Embercleave next turn, that would be lethal, in theory. Though we do know they have to march at Otherworldly Light. Just passing here. So let's go Scry first. Then draw. Probably worth keeping as well. Flash Threat at the end of their turn.
You know what? I'm not done.
So I'm assuming a March of Otherworldly Light resolves here. I don't think we're supposed to go for it this turn. So, if they have a counter in addition to casting the Suns, then yeah, they win. Here we go. We have to just let this resolve. Otherwise, they just activate as Cantha and then draw the approach anyways. So, cross your fingers. Remember, approach of the second sun does not need to resolve the first time. It does need to resolve the second time. People frequently get that wrong. You do need to resolve this to win. Alright, looks like they're not going to go for it. Which means they probably have another counter in their deck they're looking for.
Keep up the pace.
Gotta go for it. Huh, they had Sublime Epiphany. Okay. Well, that's one counter gone now. Sure. That's two counters gone. I still have the trigger as well. I guess I didn't love running into a Spell Pierce, though. Alright, let's see it. I guess I could have just ran out the Pyromancer to play around Spell Pierce or like Juari. They are just gonna play around a counter forever, huh? Okay, I mean, that gives us more time as well. It's not like that's a bad thing, necessarily. Like they are taking damage here. Granted, I needed to find another threat now, because we have so many threats in our deck and we freaking drew a land. Also, we drew our last basic before they settled records again. Troll. Alright, they must have found another counter. Hey, they got there. Alright, good game. Yeah, well... So, versus both of the control decks, I think we got a little bit unfortunate. More so in that one there than the first one, because we missed on red in 15 cards. We didn't find a 5th land until, like, 18 cards in. And given how many red sources we had in our deck, that was kind of unfortunate. So they just had so much time to find whatever. Thought the deck was sweet. Little red-blue, tempo-y, aggro. A lot different than the control decks I've drafted of the same color, but... Again, a few more days left of Arena Cube, and then we'll be back on the Vintage Cube grind. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe. We'll see you back tomorrow for some more. Bye-bye.